Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Bushman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the new moon that's coming up on November 13th, 2023. This, of course, is a general forecast. If you would like me to go through your personal numerology or your own personal forecast, I would love to do that. Just book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Now, for this new moon, by the time this comes around, we'll be well beyond eclipse season. Still probably feeling the effects of the eclipse season because they do kind of take some time, 6 months to a year, to fully unfold the storylines. But we should be out of the heat of it. I'm actually recording this on the eclipse, but by the time this new moon comes around, we should have clear insights of what's unfolding because of those eclipses, or what was closed out and what could be coming in. So let's take a look at this new moon and see what this could be bringing in for us. Life path number 4. So we are going to be working with the energy of the 8 for this new moon, and we're also going to be working with the energy of squirrel. So with squirrel energy, there's something here which ties in beautifully with the energy of the 8, but there's something here about inspiration, a bright future, and false starts. So because the 8 has to do typically with career, money, resources, power, status, influence, those of the material plane, there's something here where maybe you were trying to do something. Maybe you had an idea for a business, and so you started that idea, but it didn't really take off, or you had to modify it, or you were constantly needing to adjust or make changes. Or you didn't see the instant gratification, which I would say for 4 energy is very normal. It's very rare for us to see instant gratification in this lifetime. We typically have to put in the effort and then get rewarded for that effort. But there's something here with squirrel energy and the 8 energy where you may have been trying to become the expert at something or share your expertise in some way, and it just wasn't getting off the ground. And instead of seeing that as some kind of failure or personal, it's telling you that it's not for you, with squirrel energy coming through, it's more about focusing your energy on what is working and continuing to build upon that, because sometimes it takes those false starts, right? Those we initiate, it doesn't work out. So we take a closer look at what didn't work, release it, and pay more close attention to what is working, and focus our energy on that. And that is very much 8 energy, because with 8 energy, we need to take a risk. We need to continue to say yes to the things that scare us, that we don't have full control over, and that we don't really necessarily know exactly how it's going to turn out. We can just take it step by step. But there's going to be those times in life, especially when it has to do with, if you own your own career, your own business, or, really anything in life, there's going to be false starts. There's going to be those spikes where there's highs and lows. And it's really more about what we do with the lows than what we do with the highs, because the lows are telling us what's not working and what is working. And if we get too caught up on what's not working or those false starts, we're going to stay stuck there and we're not going to continue to progress forward. And as a 4, you are absolutely meant to progress forward. I mean, we all are, but the 4 is really absolutely meant to be continuing to build upon its foundation, right? To become that expert or that teacher or whatever the case may be in this lifetime. With squirrel energy, there's definitely something here about inspiration. So what inspires you? What keeps calling to you? What tugs at your heart? Because remember, the 4 is very heart-centered. So whatever you invest your energy into, whatever you commit to in this lifetime has to be heart-centered, heart-led, sort of driven by your intuition, your inner knowing. Because when you fall to the side of that or ignore it, you're building a faulty foundation that's not yours. That's not, that doesn't stem from your own journey, if that makes sense. So there's definitely something here about following your heart, following what inspires you, regardless of what it's for. It doesn't have to be for business or a career. Anything in life, make sure you're coming back to your heart center. And that is constant advice for 4s, to make sure that your heart's in it. So, and I know I said that, I think in the last reading too, but it's such a big component for 4 energy. So definitely you could see some new inspirations come in around this time, or some transformations around things that are no longer inspiring you that need to be transformed, either released or modified in some way so that the inspiration is reignited and is authentic. That could come in as well. It's interesting because with squirrel energy, or with squirrels, right? Like there's like this sort of frenetic energy where squirrels will go around and find seeds or nuts or whatever, and they'll bury them throughout, the forest. And what's interesting is the squirrel will actually forget or not be able to find the majority of the nuts and seeds that it planted. And so, that can be sad for the squirrel. They find enough for sustenance, but they often will forget where majority of it is because they spend so much time planting all these seeds, right? But what's beautiful about it is it's not for nothing, because those seeds will eventually grow into something, whether it's a shrub or a tree or whatever. And so nothing is for nothing. Doing something always leads to something else, right? So don't get stuck in the seeds you forgot. Don't get stuck worrying about those seeds. Focus on the seeds that you can find, right? That are working is what I would say with this, especially with the 8 energy and with squirrel energy. There are some things that need your focus that maybe didn't work out the first couple of times, but if it's still calling to you, if you're still inspired by it, it's still in your heart, then you are meant to continue to revisit it until it works, or until your heart's no longer in it. So think about those things that you've had false starts with, or that just haven't gotten the steam that maybe you've hoped they would get. That doesn't mean give up on it, especially as a 4, because the 4's journey is, it's a lengthy one. It can take a lot of time before a 4 will see sort of the return of investment, but that return of investment will be in direct proportion to the effort put forth. So my point is, just continue to try again if your heart's in it. Don't get too discouraged by those false starts. So I hope it's a beautiful new moon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.